Hey guys, welcome back to The Real Starfighter, and in today's episode, we're going to be talking about attacking the Imperial Star Destroyer as seen in Star Wars Squadrons. Now, this might be a little bit different from what you see in other reference material for Star Wars, including movies or books, but this is how it appears in Star Wars Squadrons. One thing I have to give complete credit to the Star Wars Squadron team for is putting the shield generators and most of the other subsystems where they're supposed to be according to most Star Wars reference material and to the movies. For one, the shield generators. The shield generators are in the correct place. And a lot of other games, such as the beloved Battlefront 2, the original one, the shield generators were in the correct spot. So for this game to have them in the right spot, it makes me nerd out just a little bit more. I feel like I'm in the A-Wing Squadron, in Return of the Jedi, helping to take out the Executor every time I attack a shield generator. So the shield generators up there on top, they look like New Year's balls that get dropped in New York, and they're on top of the tower next to the command bridge. The next subsystem is the targeting system, and that is right here at the base of the stacked decks. They're almost like steps. It's at the base of the steps. That's the targeting system. The next subsystem is the power system, and this one also made me giggle and laugh because one of my favorite books growing up and still to this day is the Essential Guides to Vehicles and Vessels that came out in 1996, and that dome underneath the Star Destroyer is labeled as the solar ionization reactor. So for that to be the power source, it makes me really happy because in a lot of reference material, that's labeled as a reactor of some sort or some other sort of power source for the Star Destroyer. So for that to be the power source on the Star Destroyer makes me really happy. Let's talk about how much this thing is armed and where the guns are. So the top of the Star Destroyer is equipped with 11 laser turrets, 4 ion turrets, 3 missile turrets, and the 2 turbo laser batteries. Now, this thing looks more armed than the MC-75, but that's because of the one pure fact that the Imperial Star Destroyer was made for war. It was made for combat. So it's not that there's more guns on this, it's just that the guns are strategically placed better than the MC-75, because again, the Empire was preparing for combat. So attacking this thing from the top is the hardest, very much like the MC-75, but the guns are placed better to maximize their damage to you. The bottom is a little bit less equipped, I would say, but again, because of the logic of the weapons placements, they're still going to hit you for just as much damage as the top would. So the bottom has 8 laser turrets, 2 ion turrets, 3 missile turrets, and 2 tractor beams. Now, again, this entire bottom part of the Star Destroyer has a bunch of weapons, and they could pretty much all hit you at any given point of time because of how flat it is on the bottom. There's really no way to get cover from any of the surface, kind of like you could with the MC-75's dorsal fin. But the bottom is basically just, you're going to get hit by guns a lot. So we're going to talk about some tactics to minimize your damage when attacking these subsystems. The first one we're going to talk about is attacking the shield generators. So the first thing you're going to do is we're going to come in high up above the Star Destroyer so that way we're avoiding most of the weapons. Then what we're going to do is we're going to fly in at point 1, and at point 2 we're going to dip down and hit this first shield generator for a little bit of damage. And then we're going to use the architecture of the Star Destroyer to our advantage here in between point 2 and 3 and in between the 2 shield generators. This is where you're going to slow down and start pegging the second shield generator. Reason why we're doing this is because a lot of the guns aren't going to be aiming at their own bridge. They're not going to be trying to shoot you, or they're going to be... You're going to confuse it because this whole tower is going to be used as cover for you to hit this second shield generator. And then as soon as you get too close to this one, you're going to pull back up, extend to full, and get away as fast as you can. Now, one word of warning, there is a missile turret right there in the back. But because it's a missile turret, when you come in, you're able to maybe break its lock by turning away at the last minute, or coming in a little bit more fancy, maybe not in a straight line, but maybe pop up and then come down, or use you coming down as your maneuver to escape it. And then by the time it's got you relocked and ready to fire, you're either here at point 4 getting away, or you're getting farther away at point 5 ready to come around. Either way, by the time it reshoots again, you have way more room to maneuver. So that's why I like to call this maneuver the dip and rip.
Got a lock on me.
The next one is going to be attacking the targeting system. Now this one is a full throttle maneuver. Reason being is because all the guns are here and can hit you. Now when I said the guns were more logically placed is because they're stacked up on these decks. And because they're stacked up, all those turrets that were here that we saw earlier in the top view, they can all shoot you even when you're hitting here because they're elevated and they're able to angle down and shoot you. So they're going to use that against you. So you're going to be facing a majority of those turrets that are sitting right here. So this is going to be a full speed maneuver. So just be aware, hang on to the seat of your pants basically, and just spam that fire button as best you can when you get here, and then get out. So the best way to come in to minimize your damage is come in full out on the side of the Imperial Star Destroyer, and then turn aggressively in, hit the targeting system for as much damage as you can, and then speed away. You basically want to fly faster than the turrets can turn. If you go any slower, the turrets are going to be able to hit you, and again, all these turrets here will grease into you, plus the ones here in the front. So the whole point of this is to fly faster than the turrets can turn. And then just come back out here, flip back around, and do the same thing over and over and over again. Again, this is more of a high-speed one, but it's, in my opinion, the smartest one.
Shake that tail, Vanguard 1.
Enemies locked onto me. I should have stayed home. Keep this up and we'll go on the offensive, Vanguard.
Alright, next we're going to talk about attacking the power system. Now this one's going to look like it came out of your science book because it's modeled after the convection current. What you're going to do is you're going to start by coming in at point 1 inverted.
Because I was inverted.
The reason why you want to come to this inverted is because most starfighters and airplanes, they want to go upward for the simple reason that the sky is upward and the ground is downward. You don't want to go towards the ground because then you'll crash. You want to stay up in the air, you want to stay up in the sky. So we're going to use that mechanic to our advantage. Reason being is that most, like I said, starfighters want to be going up. So we're going to come in inverted, we're going to hit the power system, and then we're going to dive down the ground, again still being inverted, so that way we can do one of two options. Here at point 4 we have the option of rolling back over, extending and escaping, or continuing our loop and coming back up and hitting the power system again. And we basically just continue this process over and over and over again until we get an order to retreat and get back to defend our MC-75. But coming in inverted is very important because it's easier to take those positive Gs. Your starfighter is going to want to pull up more than it's going to want to push down. It's a lot easier on yourself. So that's why I say come into this one inverted and then just loop around like a pasta shell in a boiling pot and then escape when you need to.
Tractor beam. Of course.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If this video helped you out, please make sure you share it with your friends. Make sure you also like and subscribe to the channel for more content. And as always, check your six.